What if everything they ever told you about Bigfoot was wrong? About where they live, about what they look like, and even what they eat? Did you know that Cape Canaveral is home to the fastest supercomputer in the world, yet 90% of their rockets launches have failed? I have several cryptid encounters that I show where Bigfoots are teaming up with other members of the cryptid world. And it's totally fascinating. I'm going to talk to you about the connection I have, the structures I spot, and show you how they eat turtles. Nobody's ever said that they eat turtles. I've heard shellfish and other things. But again, I'm at a preserve. There's my bird connection, my connection with nature, like I'm talking, a structure that's been over, and sure enough, I have the little guy. But there's a few more things in here that I'm going to show you today about the mysteries, how I'm a paranormal survivor and a knower. There's a big difference in knowing because we keep on knowing. All right, so I don't know if you know what's going on here, but there's a little Bigfoot. Well, it's pretty big. The size of his arm is huge. It's like ducking his head inside his body. And his legs are actually a little bit bigger than that. You just can't quite see the whole leg, but you can see the foot down there. What it's doing, it's fishing out of this pond, and it broke a tree, a structure that went all the way down from the side of the trees. Now, I know this pond very well. It's very well maintained. They mow the grass. There are not trees broken all the way from the forest reaching the pond. So what happened was a few years ago, several years ago, I started to notice turtle shells laying around. But I'd come back the next day and they'd be gone. And their heads would be broken, and they would take the turtle and pull it out, and they would break the top of the shell off. I found big turtles. I found creek turtles. And one time over there by my work, I found 2 eggs with some rib bones of a small animal, maybe a cat or raccoon or something, next to 2 eggs, a little bit smaller than our kitchen eggs, and a turtle shell that was upside down with his head broken off. So, a lot of people don't talk about the turtles and everything else, but there are a couple more things about this capture I'd like to go into. So, there is a big dark spot right here. I mean, almost like they're laying out. I zoom in there, I can't really see it because they're sunbathing. They say they don't like sun and they're nocturnal. That's another thing. They love the sun. And they go right in the edges and they'll just sunbathe and it'll turn really dark and black. But the structure is what's interesting. See, this tree is all the way from the side, all the way down over there. And this guy is hanging on to there as I drive by. Now, nobody's going to drive by and film this, so they kind of know that. But he just, frozen right there. He's just frozen for a few seconds. So we have the structure. If we look in behind it, you'll see a few faces like this one here. And there is one right around in here that you can't really see. They're cloaking or hiding themselves with some sticks and some other things. But one of the interesting things is this right here. If you can see it, but all these trees are dead, okay? And I showed that about my big giant Pithecus one, that they eat the tree till the whole thing has died. So all this is all signs. This is all signs. The tree is dead. There's a dark spot, there's a structure. There's a Bigfoot fishing out of the pond. And it's on a sunny day, nobody's going to know this stuff. So before I show you this whole clip, I'm going to show you a couple amazing things. And look at this guy right there. There's a trident stick it's holding, it's communicating with it. See, they're all together. They'll bunch up their faces all together up in here. They're all around. They look different, don't they? But what I'm talking about is this structure right here. See, there are 3 of them that's broken. People walk around this and they fish. So there was a gator in there. There's not that many turtles left. There's hardly any fish. It's a very, very small pond. It's very shallow. I just noticed the bird, and I started recording. And it's right in the water's edge holding on to that. See how they just pushed it over from the edge of the tree line to there. Like I said, the park's very well maintained. They mow the grass all the time. And there is actually 3 of these bent over from the forest. And there's a lot of interesting things going on back here. with the whole thing and how they're all together that day. Like some days they just all come out, you know. I mean, I don't know what it is. But what's this blue, like, what is that light back there? I know that whole forest, and I kind of know what it is. It's hyperspace energy. There's another one right over here. See, it's all white back there. Now, rest assured, there is nothing white or blue back there behind the forest. I mean, it could be hyperspace energy or whatever that is. But you're going to notice all these dark spots. I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip. To each other, how their shadows and their magic just blend in is totally amazing. But we look for those sharp edges, and you can see its face. It looks like it also might be carrying a baby or something on its top of its head. Some